So that IELTS problem solution essay, it can feel like a massive hurdle, right? But what if I told you there's a clear step-by-step blueprint for hitting that top score? Well, in this explainer, that is exactly what we are going to build together.
Look, if you've ever just stared at the paper, feeling stuck, trying to connect your ideas or just find the right words, then you are in exactly the right place. Because today, we're going to break down the exact structure you need, give you the essential language, and then we're going to deconstruct a real Band 9 example to see how it all works in action.
All right, let's dive right in. First things first. Before we can start building that perfect essay, you've got to know the rules of the game. It's all about understanding precisely what the examiner is looking for.
At its core, this task is actually pretty simple. You're being asked to do two main things. First, identify and explain the problems around a topic, and second, propose and explain workable solutions for those exact problems. And I'm telling you, that word exact, that's the key to everything.
Okay, so here is the absolute #1 rule, the thing you have to remember. If you write your problem paragraph about, say, the environmental damage from plastic bags, well, your solution paragraph can't just suddenly start talking about traffic fines. It sounds super obvious, I know, but this direct logical link is the single biggest thing affecting your task achievement score. For a Band 9, a perfect match is non-negotiable.
All right, now for the really good stuff. Let's actually build out the framework. I want you to think of this not just as a structure, but as your reliable blueprint for success, every single time you write.
You want to know the secret to a high-scoring essay? It's this beautiful, clean 4-part structure. You've got your introduction, a paragraph for the problems, a paragraph for the solutions, and a conclusion. This is your foundation. Seriously, don't deviate from it. This kind of clarity and logical flow is exactly what examiners want to see.
Okay, your intro. Job #1, paraphrase the question. Just put it into your own words. This immediately shows the examiner that you get it. You understand the prompt. Then, you wrap it up with a clear thesis statement. This is basically you telling the examiner, hey, here's what I'm about to do in this essay. Something like, this essay will explore the main causes and propose several effective solutions. Simple as that.
All right, body paragraph 1. This is all about the problems. You're going to kick it off with a clear topic sentence that states the main issue. Then, you explain why it's a problem. But here's the pro tip that makes it convincing. You have to support it with a concrete, real-world example.
And now for the solution paragraph. And guess what? It's a perfect mirror of the problem paragraph. You start with a topic sentence introducing your solution, then you explain how it directly tackles the problem you just talked about. And again, you back it up with a concrete example, like a specific government program, to show it's a real, practical idea.
And we're at the home stretch, the conclusion. My advice? Keep it simple and direct. Just briefly recap the main problem and the key solution you discussed. You're just reminding the examiner of your argument. Now, if you're feeling fancy, you can add a little final thought, a quick prediction, or a recommendation for the future. It's a really nice touch.
Okay, so we've got the blueprint, right? But what good is a blueprint if you don't have the tools to actually build the house? In our case, the tools are the words, the specific phrases, the language that's going to make your essay strong and super easy to follow.
So let's look at some of these tools. This is the kind of language that works like signpost for the reader, guiding them through your points. So to introduce a problem, you can use powerful phrases like one pressing issue is, or a significant challenge is. Then, when you flip over to the solution, you can use phrases like a viable solution would be, or this can be effectively addressed by. Using this language makes your argument incredibly clear. Okay, we have the blueprint, we have the tools. You know what's next, right? Let's put it all together and see how this thing actually works in the wild, with a real, top-scoring essay. We're going to break it down piece by piece.
So here's our sample question. It's a total classic. Traffic congestion in cities. The task is super clear. What are the problems caused by all this traffic and how can we fix them? Let's see what a Band 9 response looks like.
So why did this essay knock it out of the park and get a Band 9? Let's get under the hood. Look at the vocabulary here. Instead of just saying traffic makes pollution worse, a top student would probably say something like heavy traffic is exacerbating air quality issues. Instead of to fix the problem, they wrote to mitigate these effects. You see that? That's the upgrade. It's that precise high-level language. And look at how they connect ideas, not just with and or but with phrases like not only but also. It creates a sophisticated flow that's just so much better.
All right, so we've gone through the theory, we've broken down a real example. The final and honestly most important step is making this all your own. Let's lock in the key takeaways so you can start putting this into practice right away.
Okay, this is it, your Band 9 checklist. Think of this as your pre-flight check before you start writing. Number 1, that 4-part structure, it's not optional. Use it every single time. 2, the golden rule. Your solution must solve your problem. They have to match up perfectly. 3, upgrade your language. Use precise, powerful words. And 4, show off your grammar skills with a mix of sentence types. These are your 4 pillars of success.
And now, it's over to you. Here's a practice question on plastic pollution. This is your chance. Take everything we've talked about, the blueprint, the tools, and build your own essay. Think about the causes, those are your problems, and then come up with some killer solutions to match.
And when you do tackle it, here's your game plan step by step. Paraphrase and outline in your intro. Detail the cause and its consequences in your problem paragraph. Offer a specific, realistic solution in the next. And finally, bring it all home by summarizing in your conclusion. You have the blueprint. You know the steps. The only real question left is, what amazing Band 9 essay are you going to build first?